How you guys doing? Kevin Smith from Wyandanch, New York. Question, I noticed when you were talking about the origins of hip hop, could you explain what role disco music played in that and how they tried to initially classify that as a section of disco and the influence that had on it? And then a second part, explain who DJ Hollywood is and his influence on the culture.
Two great questions. So disco music is an integral ingredient in hip hop music. It's funny, I'm hearing myself say hip hop music when the reality, when the truth of it is there really is no hip hop music. Hip hop music is an amalgamation of disco, rock and roll, jazz, funk, polka. It's everything. With regards to disco specifically, in the 1970s, disco was all the rage. Again, you had people going to the Roxy and other nightclubs like the Sanctuary, listening to DJs like Nicky Sciano, Francis Grasso, David Mancuso, spin disco records for adults that had money. These specific disco records, though, had parts that us DJs coin as breaks. So I Can't Stop by John Davis and the Monster Orchestra is one that I like. And basically, with I Can't Stop, it's a disco record. I'll play it for you guys real quick. So if you listen to I Can't Stop, it's pure disco. Gonna let it play for a little longer so you can really get a vibe. So picture you're at the Roxy, you have your fresh, if you're a man, you have your fresh three-piece suit on. If you're a woman, you have your nice dress, and you're in the middle of the dance floor having fun. This is the kind of music, disco music, that would get played at clubs like the Roxy and the Sanctuary, courtesy of DJs like Francis Grasso, Nicky Sciano, and David Mancuso. Those were the three main DJs, I would say, in the early 1970s that were playing in the discotheques. All right, so there are no rappers, am I right? You don't hear any scratching, am I right? No one's referencing graffiti writers, am I right? And right now, there's nobody breaking. So it's disco. But the thing about it is, these songs, or other songs like Good Times by Chic, had sections that DJs in the 1970s referenced as break parts. And the break parts of the records were the sections that these DJs would isolate by buying duplicate copies. You can't extend a break part with just one piece of vinyl because you'd have to pick up the needle, right? And that actually was done before the technique that I'm going to demonstrate to you. GrandWizzard Theodore figured out a way to needle drop and repeat the break part literally by picking up the needle. Again, being resourceful, a groove and a half back, and then starting the break again from the top because he didn't have a drum kit. But then DJs like Grandmaster Flash figured out a way to extend the break part so that their rappers can rap.
Please, Mr. GrandWizzard, please, give to the jet set the young ladies.
By buying duplicate copies and navigating to this part of a song like I Can't Stop. I want everyone here in the house to raise their hand up high when they think they hear the break part. You guys with me? All right, here we go. Good. I have the audience. I'm a proud teacher right now. Good stuff. That's the break part. Now, it's still not hip hop. It's still not hip hop until I do this. Thank you. So for about a minute or so, you guys were experiencing hip hop. And now it's gone. It went poof. And that's it. You don't, in my eyes, my thesis of this culture and the idea that it's action. So now it doesn't exist. So hip hop is me taking my hand, putting it onto the record, and moving the record back and forth to coax sound. That's what makes it hip hop. Because otherwise, if David Mancuso were alive and he comes up to the turntables and plays I Can't Stop, it's just a disco record. In his hands, I Can't Stop is a disco record. In my hands, it's hip hop because of what I do to the record. And these are the things that we talk about in the city of hip hop, making that distinction, because over the course of these last 52 years or so, or 3 years, 53 years or so, the meaning, the definition behind this culture has just changed, you know? And so, yes, hip hop is the action. And so whether it's disco or rock or salsa, you give me any kind of song, I'm going to figure out a way to manipulate it and redefine its purpose. That's what hip hop is. Any other questions?